Alright, I'm back. So, I don't know where I left off. I think I left off, Naruto saying he's not the real Madara. Then the Tsuchikage tells Naruto that's the exact voice of Madara Uchiha. I remember, I fought him myself. And Naruto says, "Shut up, you old man, I know what I'm talking about." And then Obito responds, "If you want to see the true power of Madara Uchiha, just say it." And Naruto tells Sasuke, "Help me beat this man and I'll show you true power, Sasuke. This is not the true Madara." And then Sasuke's like, "Why would I believe you? You want me to be on your side." And Naruto sits there thinking about, should I tell them who I really am? Like, if I tell them, then they can't deny that I'm wrong. And Naruto decides not to. He's like, "Fine, I'll just show you that that's not the true Madara." And Naruto goes in and attacks Sasuke, and not Sasuke, he attacks Madara, but Sasuke defends him. But, well, not Madara, Obito. He defends him. And I was like, "Sasuke, get out of my way. I don't want to hurt you." Sasuke is like, "Naruto, you don't really think you could beat me and him at the same time." That's when the Kage step in, like, "No, we don't think just he can beat you, but I think we all can." And then Obito still thinking he can fold all the Kages plus himself, still gets a little cocky and decides he's still gonna fight. And not realizing that Naruto's about to fold him. Keep it a buck with y'all. Naruto's about to fold him badly. But the Kage step in, like, uh he's like, "Naruto, if you really think you can beat this so-called Madara Uchiha, we'll handle Sasuke." And Naruto basically nods, and they're basically it's the Kages versus Sasuke, basically, versus what's it called? It's Naruto, the Kages versus uh Sasuke and Obito. And at first it seems like Sasuke is getting did in by the not really, because he hasn't really had to use much chakra. Plus he's still in Sage mode. I don't know why I picked this, but he's still in Sage mode, so he's basically handling these Kages with almost ease, except for the Raikage, because the Raikage, I said Raikage, I keep saying it wrong. The Raikage's speed is something crazy, even for Sasuke standards at this point, because he has gotten a lot stronger, but Raikage's speed is just something that outmatches him by a lot. And uh so that's basically how one's going. That fight wouldn't be that interesting. It's basically the five Kage summon all over again, except for Sasuke's not getting did as bad as he was in canon. He's actually doing decent. But yeah, no, not Naruto. Yeah, Naruto versus Obito. Naruto is fighting Obito, and they're going hand in hand. And Naruto's like, "Show me your true face so I can see if you're really Madara Uchiha." Basically telling him, "I still don't believe you no matter what you say. So show me your face." And Obito's not responding. He's just trying to fight Naruto. Naruto can't land a punch. And then so I think it's been about a week since Naruto's used the what's it called? I mean, not a week. It's been a good amount, so he's able to probably pull out the his time stop again. And before he goes for another punch on Obito, knowing he obviously has some sort of jutsu that lets him phase through, he stops time. And this time he doesn't just stop it all around him. He stops it plus everyone else is stopped, but he's still moving. As he walks towards Obito still sees this. In his head, Obito's like, "What is this kid's power? What is this? Stopping time? I've never heard of this. This is something I've never seen before. Like, what in the world?" And Naruto basically rips that mask off Obito and is like, then he unstops time and says, So this is the great Madara Uchiha, as he laughs maniacally, basically like a psychopath, and he basically lets all his power out, entering, yeah, I said it, Caesium 1, not Caesium 2, Caesium 1. He's in Caesium 1, and everyone's completely lost at the fact that Naruto has befriended the Nine Tails. And Naruto befriending the Nine Tails starts to fold Obito, plus all his Mangekyo and all that. He's just destroying Obito, and Obito basically gets out of there, leaving Sasuke behind. He doesn't have the thoughts to try to save Sasuke. And I'm gonna just say, for canon purposes, Sasuke got his internal Mangekyo early just because he feels as Naruto is super strong and he doesn't want to restrict himself. I'm just saying that for plot because we all know Obito would take it, and then that just derail the whole story. So yeah, I'm gonna just say that he got it early. So now Sasuke, seeing that even though this guy wasn't Madara, he still was super powerful in general, and he's like, Naruto just beat this guy with utter ease, no struggle at all. And he's like, how strong is Naruto really? And yeah, that's where Sasuke's head is. And Naruto's like, Sasuke, how about you pay for your time in these? How about you pay for your crimes by helping us in this war that is most likely to come up for the tailed beast? And they're like, how do you know there's a war coming? He's like, I was like, you don't need to know all that. Just know that you're ready to fight. Because Naruto basically, not, I wouldn't say all that. Naruto basically says there's a war coming up. Basically, he can tell there's a war about to happen. And so Naruto returns to the village with Sasuke, and everyone's like, "Where's Danzo?" He's like, "Danzo is dead." And they're like, "Why are you returning with Sasuke and not Danzo? Your job was to protect him." And Naruto said, "I killed Danzo." Basically, like, Danzo was a traitor to the Leaf. He was the one who orchestrated the death of what's it called? He orchestrated the death of what should I say? Yeah, I'm gonna say he orchestrated the death of the I keep forgetting the Uchiha. And everyone who knows, like Tsunade, because Tsunade's awake now, I think. Tsunade, Kakashi, all of them were flabbergasted by hearing this. And Naruto's like, yes. He's like, and Sasuke is returning to me with the village because then Naruto reveals someone who's supposedly who was acting like Madara Uchiha with a Mangekyo ability, and everyone's like, Mangekyo. He's like, yes. He's like, then he basically describes the guy because I just want Kakashi to know. It's like, and it makes sense that he describe him. So Naruto basically describes Obito, and Naruto's like, uh, I said Kakashi's just shocked. He's just like, no, no, impossible, possible. Like, he's stuttering words, and everyone's confused. Like, what are you trying to say? He's like, my friend Obito, it would make sense that that's him. Half of his body was crushed by a rock when we were young, and that ability you speak of is super similar to mine. And everybody's like, what do you mean mine? My Gekyo ability. Instead of completely being able to phase out of stuff like him, I can phase smaller things. And so they realize Obito is the guy behind the mask, but like, why would he facade as Madara? And then Naruto just says, well, maybe because Madara is strong. And then no, he's like, no, there's something bigger to this than we think, than we know. And Naruto's like, yeah, there probably is. And Sasuke says, Sasuke, I don't know, did he reveal the plan to Sasuke? I'm gonna say I don't know, but I'm just gonna assume he didn't. But he's like, he basically says, Naruto, even though you beat Obito there, don't think that it's his true power. He always is 10 steps ahead of everything you do. And then Sasuke is like, how am I gonna have to pay for my crimes? Because no, he's trying to think, how am I gonna? Yeah, basically that's what he's thinking. And Naruto's like, you won't have to. And everyone's like, who are you to make that decision? Naruto's like, I'm the sage of six paths himself. he basically revealing it to everybody in the room, like Sakura, Naruto, not Naruto. I think I already Kakashi knows, but Tsunade, Jonin, anyone there knows that Naruto is the Sage of Six Paths now, and Sasuke immediately goes, "What do you mean you're the Sage of Six Paths?" Knowing who he is, he's like, "What do you mean?" And now it's like the day of the land of the waves. You always wondered how I came back. It's because these people called the Otsutsuki, they're much powerful than us. I don't even think the five Kage could rival all five of the Kage couldn't rival one of them in power. And everyone's just sitting there jaw dropped. He's like, Hagoromo, the one that gave me his power isn't even the strongest. And they're like, everyone's just completely lost. And like, first off, how are you gonna say that this guy called the Sage of Six Paths, the most powerful ninja ever known, is a part of a alien-like clan, and then you also gonna say next up that he's not even the strongest? And Naruto's like, so we have to prepare for the war or whatever's coming up, because I know something big's coming. And they're like, no, Sasuke's like, pause. You still haven't explained to me what happened at the waves. He's like, when I died that day, I actually did die. He gave me this thing called the karma, and he basically explains what the regular karma is, but then explains to them what his karma is and what it does. And they're all like, so he basically is in your body, and he's like, yeah. And then he's like, then Naruto goes, and I don't just immediately have his power, I have to unlock it. And like, what is the full extent of Hagoromo's power? And Naruto's like, the full extent is right now I get the Sharingan, the Byakugan, and they're like, you have the Byakugan? They like just offer like we've never seen you use it. We know you had the Sharingan. Like, my Byakugan is consistently covered by, like, just say it's regular odds. I guess say it's like less effective. I don't know. Just say it's covered. It's like it's consistently on. I always have it on. And I have a Genjutsu over everybody. I guess he has a Genjutsu over his eyes. That's my excuse. Uh, Naruto's like, or did I reveal that he had the Byakugan off rip? I don't know. I don't think I did. And if I did, I apologize. Sorry, you know it's been a while since I recorded this. But Naruto's like, uh, yeah, Naruto's like, and then I also will gain the Rinnegan at some point in my life. I don't know when and I don't know how, but I will gain it. And they're like, the Rinnegan? Wow. And then everybody's like, Naruto's like, we can't fight all over this. I know it's crazy, and I know I'm sorry I've lied to you guys this whole time, but we need to get ready for the war, and I mean now. And then they're like, fine. First, you need to learn to tame the Nine Tails. He's like, oh my god. From all this, you guys still don't understand. The Nine Tails is my friend. Alright? And then, they're like, what do you mean? He's like, the Nine Tails. The reason I have so much control over it is I didn't tame it. He's giving me his power willingly. And then, he's like, and then Hagoromo's, nah, I ain't gonna say that. Nah, I know Hagoromo's smart, but not that smart. But yeah, what should I go with next? So yeah, he basically explains that to everybody important. Not characters like the 12, Hinata, and all that. Just like Kakashi, Sakura, Sasuke. And then Sasuke, after they get done doing all that, Sasuke asks, is that why? And Naruto's like, what do you mean is that why? Is that why, since I'm the reincarnation of his son, is that why when me and you fought on that bridge and I came in contact with the chakra, is that why I got stronger? And Naruto basically explains, yes, Hagoromo told me that's the reason you got so much stronger. So Sasuke then realizes the fuel he's been running off of is temporary, but it's very long lasting, but it's not even his. It's not truly his power. And he tells Naruto, can you train? And he's like, can you help me train? And Naruto's like, I will. It's like, we're technically brothers after all. And basically they broke the cycle of hate early, I will say that. But yeah. So Naruto and Sasuke, basically everybody have their own little training arc before the war. Naruto, you know what? I ain't gonna give it to him yet. I wanted to give him this. Everybody's probably waiting for it. but I'm not gonna give it to him yet. He's gonna get the things I want to give him at the same time. Right now, Jesus, sorry to say the chip. God, help me. They also got KCM too, and yeah, he got KCM too. What should I say? And just to be different, people are wondering how are you going to even out Sasuke and Naruto because they're always even. I'm gonna just say Naruto gave some of his chakra, like actually chakra. So Sasuke awakens his Rinnegan early, and if no one understands, you'll see where if anyone is a die-hard weeb or Naruto fan, you'll understand what doing this actually does. You'll understand what giving Naruto his chakra does, and he only awakens one Rinnegan just like in canon. But so Sasuke awakens his Rinnegan, and Naruto and him are basically training their Mangekyo, his Sasuke's Rinnegan, KCM2, and all that, learning how to merge jutsu. Sakura, she's just getting stronger and all that. Everyone's getting stronger. Kakashi's training his chakra for his Rinnegan. Everyone's just trying to get stronger for having to fight Madara. And then when the day comes, instead of holding Naruto out and the other tailed beast out, they have Killer Bee, Naruto, and all that do the fight. And then when they go to the first off, when they hop in the war, Naruto is just out floating all the reanimations, just floating them, plain out, still done. Not even interesting. Don't care what you have to say. Raikage, Naruto so strong he breaks the Raikage. He broke him in half. Done deal. So when real Madara pulls up, oh my god, I'm sorry for all you Madara fanboys. Madara gets stomped too. Madara does his little meteorite thing, and Sasuke calls up his Chidori, and Naruto enters Storm Release, so he has a makeshift Chidori. Nah, I ain't gonna do him that. Yeah, he's already used the Chidori once. Naruto does a makeshift Chidori plus Storm Release, and they basically crash do it. And Madara pulls his little dope line, what are you gonna do about the second run? And Naruto instantly, he goes through, and instead of doing Chidori, he does a humongous Rasengan, like, and just crushes that thing. And Madara is caught off guard, like, nice. So how about, since it's he tries to do his little thing where it's all the Kages and that and Naruto and Sasuke, so that makes 7 people. It's like it's 7 against 1 because Naruto pulls that line instead of Tsunade saying it. I think it was Tsunade. He's like, "This is the great Madara Uchiha. Don't say it's fair because it's 7 against 1. It's just a test of your power." The Madara does his little Susanoo thing, and he says, "Do you want these clones to use Susanoo or not?" And Naruto says, "I do." And that throws Madara off because he's like, I can realize this kid is strong, but I don't know what he's thinking to think that he can sit here and just and fight me like this, even though he has that ability. And Naruto's like, so do you still want to fight? And Madara's like, don't think just because hold on, look at this. Don't think just because what's it called? You have a tailed beast means anything. And I was like, I have more than a tailed beast. I have a god reincarnate. He says I'm a god reincarnated. Yeah, Naruto's a cocky fighter. So he basically goes around and destroys all the Susanos before they can even fight back. And that does throw Madara off completely. Like, what in the world is that? Like, who is this kid? He destroyed my clones without giving them a chance. Then he calls up a wood jutsu, and he does his little forest deforestation. He calls up some wood release clones. And I'm gonna just say he makes his own version of wood release multi-shadow clone jutsu. I don't care. He does that, and he's like, he tells Madara, because Naruto hasn't used his Mangekyo yet. He tells Madara, because he does I'm gonna say he does 5 of them. He's like, Madara, would you like these clones to use Susanoo or no? And Madara sits there utterly lost. And he's like, I'm gonna take that as a yes. And he forms his little mini Susanoo, which even throws Sasuke off because he's never used it. And Naruto's like, let's see how strong you really are, Madara. While laughing. And Madara's not really scared. He's just caught off guard. Like, this kid really is strong. And then he awakens his Rinnegan and all that. Well, no, he been awoken his Rinnegan because he did thing. And then he starts to go full out. He using his Susanoo and all that, the forearms. And I was like, oh, so you really are strong, but not strong enough. And Madara's caught off guard by that. Like, I just destroyed the clones. He's like, this time, I won't go so easy. He's like, Sasuke, do it. And Sasuke basically sends an Amaterasu at him. And he's like, what is that little thing going to do? And then out of nowhere, Naruto throws a Rasen Shuriken into his back. One of his clones does it. And as he's falling, when he absorbs it, another one comes at him that's also infused with Sage Mode energy. So even he can't really absorb it. I think he can absorb it. I'm not sure. I don't know. Just for my option. I'm not forgot. But yeah, he throws that one at him. And it merges with the Amaterasu. And Madara gets hit by it. And it doesn't destroy him, but it hurts him. He's basically breathing heavily. And Naruto Sasuke gets cocky and goes in with his Chidori, trying to finish Madara off. And Madara, no, he goes in coating his sword with the Chidori, trying to finish Madara off. And Madara's like, I don't care if you're strong or that, this or that, you still can't handle me. And he basically kills Sasuke. Hagoromo gives him his chakra, and boom, instead of Sasuke having one Rinnegan, in this, he has two. And if you were thinking, why does he have that, I'm going to break it down for you. Reason Sasuke has one Rinnegan is he only has Hagoromo's chakra, and not Hagoromo and Naruto's. So, he awakens a new Rinnegan with, what's it called? With Hagoromo's chakra. Meaning Hagoromo plus Naruto. He has two Rinnegans now. And Naruto, meaning Sasuke, comes back to life, and Hagoromo basically tells Naruto, it's time for me to stop holding back. He basically realizes they're planning to bring back the Ten Tails, and he's like, I'm gonna teach you how to use Sage's Six Paths mode. And he's utterly lost on what he mean by Sage's Six Paths. He's like, what I just gave Sasuke, so Sasuke can use the second Rinnegan. And he's like, fine, teach it to me. And he basically quickly tells him how he should be able to enter Sage's Six Paths mode. And he's like, okay, Naruto, at first it doesn't work. And Madara, I'm gonna just say, Obito pulls up. It's Obito. The 5 Kage had been knocked out. Sorry to tell you, the 5 Kage had been got slumped by Madara. Even with Naruto's up, those guys are still useless, kind of. So those guys are slumped. So it's really just Naruto and Sasuke versus Madara. And then Obito pulls up to the fight. It's like, because he thinks he's taking too long. Now it's Obito and Madara. Obito with his Rinnegan and all that. And now let's say he somehow pulled. Yeah, I don't think he even beat Naruto when he pulled the Nine Tails out of him. So he pulls the Nine Tails out. Minato pulls up, and Sasuke's just there fighting him one-on-one. And he's fighting him one-on-one. He's not what's it called? He's fighting them 2-on-1, which he's decently strong. He can handle with his dual Rinnegan now. He can handle the both of them. Not beat them, but like hold them back. And when the Kage pulls up, he's like, "You guys are late." Like Orochimaru and all the Kage and all that. And then Minato sees his son on the ground. He's like, "What happened?" And as he's fighting, he basically explains to them that the tailed beast was pulled out of him. And they give it to Naruto. Naruto gets up, still hurt, because that stuff has to hurt. Getting a tailed beast pulled straight out of you has to hurt. I don't care what anyone has to say. He gets up and they're like, Naruto's like, come back. He's like, how much have I missed while I was out? And then he starts to, some black orb starts to pop up behind Naruto. He's like, and not hagoromo, Madara, knowing what these are is utterly lost. He's like, how? He's basically getting angry. He's like, I was supposed to be the sage of six paths. And I was like, oh, you thought the Ten Tails could make you the sage of six paths? No. It's like, I'm the true sage of six paths. I have his true power, not just partial like Sasuke. I have the real sage of six paths power. As he starts to throw orbs at Madara, which even at Madara's level, I don't think he's dodging all these orbs. Because these are Naruto's orbs. Not like how in canon they're just, what's it called, orbs. Hagoromo's lended to him. They're actually his. And Naruto starts to fold Madara in them. They don't even get to revive the Ten Tails. Sorry to tell you. They're beat. Kaguya doesn't get revived. None of that. Naruto plus the old Kage and what's it called? Naruto with full Sage of Six Paths power, Rinnegan unlocked now. Yes, he unlocked the Rinnegan and all that. Rinnegan, all that. He folds them. Yeah, I mean, like, that's anticlimactic, but what you want me to do? Lie, say Kaguya somehow gets revived using Naruto's power? Or they somehow beat Naruto and Sasuke at this level and call in the Ten Tails? No, I'm sorry. Well, hold up, pause. They already called in the Ten Tails. I am forgetting stuff. They already called in the Ten Tails, but they don't get the chance to Obito doesn't get the chance to absorb it. I don't completely miss this part. Obito doesn't get the chance to absorb it. Once Madara realizes Naruto's strength, he immediately has Black Zetsu take over Obito. Wait, no. Hold up, let me think about it real quick. This may sound dumb. I'm completely forgetting the plot of Naruto. So for one, before Obito Madara could take over Obito, he had to have the Ten Tails. So just to make the story more interesting and not to be as anticlimactic, Obito absorbs the Ten Tails, but instead of Naruto having to talk no jutsu him, Sakura, Sasuke, Kakashi's already pulled back up, and Guy all fold them. And then it's like they're like, okay, he folds Jubito, Jubito. I said Jubito. It's Jubito. That's what they call it. Jubito. And he basically gets folded. And he stood no chance compared to Sage of Six Paths Naruto. And Naruto he basically beats them with ease. If I keep it a buck with you, beats Jubito. Same thing, Black Zetsu, Sage of Six Paths Madara. Sage of Six Paths Madara is stronger than Jubito, but I was like, you still think this is enough to beat me in the full power of Team 7 plus the best taijutsu user ever? Talking about Guy. It's like everybody, and then I'm gonna give it a buck with you. They fold him. Guy doesn't go 8 gates. And then Kaguya is brought back still. I just want this to happen. And Naruto's like, Kaguya. And they're like, how do you know who she is? He's like, they don't say how do you know who she is, because everybody knows Naruto's the Sage of Six Paths. Naruto's like, Kaguya, mother. And he's like, I can sense hagoromo inside of you. Tell him to come out so he can actually face me for the betrayal. And then Naruto's like, no, he's not inside me. I am the Sage of Six Paths. Remember that. And then Jesus Christ, bro. Jesus, too. But so Naruto tells everyone, don't hold back on her. Me and Sasuke have to seal her away, and we can't let loose. And they're like, what do you mean? He's like, just don't let me just go all out. I don't care what your limits are. Break them here and now. And Guy goes 8 gates. Kakashi Obito basically doesn't, before he dies, he gives Kakashi his Sharingan, saying, "I think you can handle this on your own," basically something like that. Gives Kakashi the DMS. It's not temporary. He actually has DMS, and it's like it's actually his now. He can't evolve it or nothing like. I said evolve it. It's already maxed out basically. But yeah, so everyone goes all out, and let me just in the game, I'm gonna give you an example of what the most OP squad is. Just for another example, instead of giving you DMS Kakashi, because you already know how that'll go, I'm gonna go over here and give you 8 Gates Guy. That's who Kaguya is going up against. 8 Gates Guy. I think my controller's going dead. I'm gonna do this quickly. She's going against 8 Gates Guy, guys. So yeah, she's about to get folded. I'm not even gonna do that battle because this is about to be in the video. But yeah, so she gets folded. Actually, yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. She gets folded. Stands no chance. Gets sealed. Guy gets healed because Naruto has his little thingy. And Sasuke tells Naruto, "I know that we've come to the agreement that I won't leave the village and all that, but I still think that the world isn't how it should be." And Naruto's like, I know what you mean, world peace." And Sasuke's like, "That's exactly what I mean." And I was like, "Yeah, I understand it. I believe it too," because his mindset is kind of changed. He's like, "But I don't think we should do it how you plan." He's like, "I don't think we should do it with violence. If we do it with violence, how would it actually be world peace when everyone's not at peace? They're scared if they don't agree with you. That's not truly world peace, Sasuke. We have to bring the world together under one nation. We can't be split up anymore. We're one people, so we have to join each other." Basically gives him a whole speech about us all being one people. He's like, there shouldn't be multiple Kage. There should be one person in charge and one person to help the people out. So there be no more wars between people. It'd just be us living together in peace. And then basically everybody understands that. And throughout, if y'all want to keep it a buck with you, uh Naruto becomes Hokage much earlier, like after like a year later. Like not even teenage, he becomes a Hokage at like, I think it was 17 or 16. He becomes the Hokage at like 18 years old, not 25 or whatever he did become. He becomes Hokage at 18 because Naruto is broken out of your minds. Like, he can stomp everybody in this whole verse with ease, bro. With ease. If you get what I'm saying. He can stomp them all with ease at the same time. Except for the Otsutsuki. He need one-on-ones for them. Some of them. So yeah, they basically throughout Naruto's just not Boruto, but Naruto's teenage years, she's just trying to convince everybody that they all should join the nation. There of course there's gonna be wars about it, but they're settled easily with like little to no deaths because Naruto's a one-man army. He's basically Madara at the when they did the fourth Great Shinobi War. He's basically handling them how Madara did, but without killing anybody. So yeah, that's basically how we ending it here. If anyone doesn't understand how the end is, Naruto basically brings the whole world together, and him and Sasuke are basically the one Kage at the same time. If you don't get what I'm saying, they both basically are Hokages. Uh, so yeah, they basically take over the world because they don't feel like dealing with war anymore and people being treated horribly like they were. So yeah, I think that's how I'm gonna end it here. Uh, if you didn't like the what if, let me know. I think I did decent on this one. Went more in depth with the battle for the final episode. Cause some people said that they didn't like how I mean, not some people, I said some people didn't like. I feel like some people didn't like how I didn't go in depth with the battles and explain how people won. So yeah, I just did that this time. And yeah, I think go ahead and end this here. This is the final part of the series. If y'all want to see anything different, let me know. But this is the end of the series, guys. So yeah, peace. I'll see you guys in the next What If.